Hey there, geeks! Adam coming back at you with another edition of Comic Card Crazy. This is the second in our series of previews cards openings, okay? So obviously previews, the catalog that gives you all the latest on what is coming out, what you can order, and it had a lot of exclusive art and other things, whether it was on the covers or interiors for some articles. They do preview pages, they do inserts, all sorts of things. The last pack of cards we opened was a retrospective on their various covers over the years and kind of telling a history of the evolution of previews. This one seems to be even more special. There's a lot more going on here, so I'm very curious to open these up. I don't want to waste any more time, so let's get into it. Okay, so here we are with our pack of previews, comic images previews, because it looks like they are in cahoots here. Promo card set number 1. There's 21 cards in this box. This is not a pack of cards. This is a full box. Limited to 5,500 sets, okay? And it tells us here at the bottom in red, 16 regular cards plus 4 chromium bonus cards in all. That includes 1 surprise hologram bonus card. I mean, there's a lot going on here. We see Jeff Smith, we see Ken Kelly, Chromium Conan. Like, I'm curious to know if these sets were all the same, or, you know, again, this bonus card, right? Is that the thing that's different? So I already broke the plastic on it just because it was pretty heavy duty plastic. But let's get into this here. Let's see what these cards are all about, because this is fascinating. Okay, so here we are starting off with some fantasy art. Let's see if this is Ken Kelly or who. Let's find out. Sovereign Warrior. This is a personal painting for me. The flying things are taken from flying fish. The mythical landscape is one of the most popular type of paintings for the fantasy artist. And as this painting illustrates, no one does it better than Tim. Even the moon itself seems unreal in this out-of-world setting. So this is a Tim Hildebrandt. Okay, so one of the Hildebrandt brothers giving us a beautiful city across the sea there. Okay. Now here we go. Here's one of our special cards they were talking about with that Conan kind of chromium card there. So that looks like a Frank Frazetta, but let's see here. Since the late 30s, when Robert E. Howard first created Conan and his literary brethren, many a sword-wielding barbarian thief and conqueror have cut a swath of sweat and blood-drenched literary mayhem, using exaggerated cover graphics to bring to life what our mind's eye can only imagine. But there's only one Conan the Barbarian. But yeah, it doesn't tell you who the artist is. That's weird. So it looks like kind of a promotional card for another series of cards. All right, so here we go. Now, I will say these cards are a little flimsy, like by comparison to what we were looking at last time. And obviously, we have the Three Musketeers here. So, and that's a Boris Vallejo. The young D'Artagnan fights with an unseen swordsman as Athos, Porthos, and Aramis look on. A classic scene from the book by Alexandre Dumas, and as interpreted by Boris Vallejo. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, always doing great work. My mom had some Boris Vallejo art books growing up. All right, so here we go. Some type of Arctic seal pup cat creatures. Let's see what this is about here. Okay, Meowsy Whale from 1982. My cat posed for this painting and was not too excited when I put water on him for the pose. Okay, so there's another Tim Hildebrandt here. Okay, that's pretty funny though. Yeah, that is wild. Wonder what story that is from. I mean, it said meows, but I've never heard of that. Meowsy? Yeah. All right, first hologram here. Check this out. Oh, Frankenstein hologram. Let's see if we can get a good shot. There we go. In all its hologram glory. That is cool. All right, let's see who's responsible for this one, if it's going to tell us. So that is Bernie Wrightson. That's what I was thinking. Master of the Macabre. FPG Cards is proud to present the ultimate in collectible trading cards, Bernie Wrightson's Master of the Macabre. This fantastic new 135 card series includes 45 new full color paintings created especially for this series. So yeah, so this is something that definitely our buddy Mike Schwartz, my co-host here on Wizards, would love this card. Oh man, okay. So it looks like a lot of these are kind of like also just promoting that these other card sets exist. Yeah, because this is another Tim Hildebrandt. Got a beautiful unicorn in the background. It looks like a troll or a dwarf there hiding out in the shadows. Just lots of depth in that painting. That's great. So this was influenced by the illustrations of Avent Earl, especially those from Sleeping Beauty. Okay, that's awesome. All right, more fantasy here. Look at that. What kind of creature? Lobster hands and like a boar's head? Or what is that? What is this story all about? Let's see. Green magic. The challenge here was to create an unusual monster, part bear, part crab, and part human. Well, mission accomplished, Mr. Hildebrandt. That is definitely a striking image. Ooh, speaking of striking images, ay, ay, ay. Yeah, we got a mermaid here, though. This has got to be a Boris Vallejo. Let's see here. Itak. Okay, yep, Boris Vallejo. Boris's mastery of the female form is never more apparent than in this exquisite painting. The young mermaid drapes herself across the rock, outcropping in a classic Boris pose, as a city standing on a giant boulder floats in the background. So, yeah, a fantasy indeed. All right, let's see. Next one here. Okay, so these look like another type of kind of specialty card, kind of got a chromium element to it there. So let's see what this one's about. Soriyama 2. The Art of Soriyama. Whether he's reading shapely female... Oh, yeah, okay. Rendering shapely female robots or capturing the timeless allure of seductive, sensuous pinup girls, Hajime Soriyama, perhaps Japan's greatest airbrush artisan, never ceases to mesmerize with his vision, creativity, and unsurpassed technical facility. So, yeah, there we go. Definitely remember his robots. I actually have one for a band called Autograph, where they took some of his art for their album cover. But just another one in that series. For those unfamiliar with the style of Hajime Soriyama, Japan's best-selling airbrush artisan, imagine the abundant Renaissance clarity and realism of Michelangelo, or believe it or not, Salvador Dali, combined with the subtle smoothness and lavish splendor of all-time pinup greats like Varga, McPherson, and Morgan. So that's, yeah, very, very good renderings there. Hey, look who's back! It's our buddy Conan. Okay, so let's see here. So the Conan mythos, but yeah, again, not telling us who the artist was. I'm sure some of you out there that are big Conan fans can tell me, I don't think that's like John Buscema over at Marvel, but maybe it is, and just like with this treatment, it looks more involved. You guys tell me. Now we're getting into it here. So some Jeff Smith's Bone. So yeah, really just this is like a promotional set to promote other card sets. Smiley Bone. Wait, is that the part where I get to wear the cow suit? Oh, joy! Trying to describe Smiley is like trying to explain why chickens don't have lips. He simply is. Like your bartender, weird Dutch uncle, high school janitor, and the guy who cleans the pool, all mashed together. But yeah, still, good-looking cards. Nice to see Bone in color, right? For those of us used to just the black and white. There's Bone. Let's see here, Thorn. Oh, listen, the first birds of spring. We'll have you and your cousins back in Boneville before you know it. She may be Phonebone's shapely love interest, but she's also a whole lot more than just another pretty face. Think of her as Juliet with guts, Belle with grit, or Sarah Connor with softness, heart, and soul. Yeah, that's pretty cool, though. Thorn. Popular. Okay, we got two more Bone cards here, so... there he is with that classic gritted teeth look. Fonsible P. Phony Bone. God, I pity me. Greedy, self-centered, scheming, and thoroughly duplicitous, Phony Bone, Phonebone's ill-tempered cousin, is the consummate politician, which goes a long way towards explaining why he was tossed out of placid little Boneville in the first place. Yes, indeed. The reason for their adventure. All right, so there he is. The most lovable Bone, we might say. So there he is. I can't believe I wasn't just killed. Yep, you guessed it, Phonebone. Our stoic protagonist is your basic three-fingered, flat-footed cartoon everyman, sort of like Peter Parker, Pogo, Bilbo Baggins, and Charlie Brown all rolled into one. I really like these descriptions they're giving for the characters. The pop culture references are fun. All right, so now we have another wandering monster. This looks like another interpretation of what could be Frankenstein. What's this about? Yep, Frankenstein, there we are. Boris Vallejo's Frankenstein, so that's cool. Although sympathetic, Boris's choice of place, a desolate hilltop and stance, reaching out for companionship, emphasizes the isolation and loneliness that creation feels from its creator. That's pretty neat. All right. So some sort of demon here. Oh, is that the Balrog? Because that looks like it could be our buddy Gandalf. Yep, there we are. The fantastic world of J.R.R. Tolkien comes alive in this powerful image by the Hildebrandts. So there we go. More Hildebrandt cards with this Lord of the Rings interpretation. Looks like another one here from The Hobbit. Let's see here. Yep, Shalom. This scene from J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit finds a rather young burglar named Bilbo Baggins facing off against the evil spider Shalom, who has imprisoned Bilbo's 13 dwarven companions in its webbing. And it actually reminds me of the end of the It miniseries from the 90s, where they had to fight Pennywise in his spider alien form. All right, we're getting to our last cards here. There were 21 of them. Now I can't tell if she's battling this creature or if they're just, because she's got one arm that she knocked off and it's still gripping her forearm. Like, what is happening here? Let's read about this. In this classic painting by the master of manly artistry, a young muscular warrior fights for his life against a creature born of myth and from the fertile imagination of Boris Vallejo. Okay, so that is a young male warrior with a very feminine face. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, look at this. Got some hordes behind him, but who is this guy? Decidon? Peek into the world of the brothers Hildebrandt as a band of dark warriors lie in wait for an unwary traveler. So in 1978, around their Star Wars era, where they were doing posters there. Speaking of which, this is a very striking and somewhat similar to things we've seen. Urshurek! Urshurek! Book from 1978. Okay, a mighty band of heroes charges forth in this cover to their book, Urshurek! Written and illustrated by the brothers Hildebrandt. Yeah, I gotta have some reverb and echo on that. All right, let's see which of my cards was the favorite. All right, so they delivered on what they promised on the back. We got the hologram, we got the other, premium chromium cards, and a lot of other stuff. The only thing I'll say is I know they're not only a comic book catalog, but I associate previews with comics. So to get promo cards, I would have preferred that they were associated with trading card sets based on comic books. But hey, maybe Wizard and Hero Illustrated at that time kind of had the market cornered for promo, cards for those types of sets. So that's very possible. They were getting what they could, to license. That being said, I didn't enjoy this set as much as the other one. Hey, I do a podcast where I go issue by issue in a magazine and discover the history in there. That's what the last set was. This one, it is what it is. So obviously my favorite has got to be the Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein hologram. That just looks awesome, okay? But special mention goes to Urshurek! I wish this had been an 80s movie and, there'd be a band that named themselves Urshurek and everybody would do the chant. I don't know, that's just what I'm seeing here. So anyway, stay tuned because next time around, like I've said in a previous episode, we are going to be opening up some packs of Judge Dredd movie cards as we continue on our 90s Super Cinema series where we're opening up cards based on comic book movies, and in conjunction with those Patreon exclusive episodes, we're opening up cards for the movie. So Judge Dredd is what we're doing next. We're also going to cover the Carl Urban Dredd film as well. I saw something very special when I was at RetroCon recently, so if you're curious, you'll have to wait for the episode to drop, and to get access to it, you got to get on over to patreon.com/wizardscomics. $5 a month. You are getting uncut early release episodes. You're getting PDF scans of Wizard Magazine, of the issues that we're discussing. You're getting our 90s Super Cinema series. That is an exclusive podcast only for our patrons. In addition to exclusive videos, sometimes we're opening cards only for our patrons. I will say, I mentioned RetroCon. I did go and get a mystery pack of 8 comics, all 90s stuff for the most part, and ripped it open, did a special video just for our patrons. So there's so much more than that, but you can get on over there yourself and check it out. So we hope that you'll join our Patreon, support the podcast, but in the meantime, check out everything we're giving to you for free. That's right, you can go to wizardscomics.com to check out our archive of nearly 300 episodes. You can subscribe on your favorite podcast app and check out all the history, the behind the scenes interviews on the Wizard Files, our coverage of every issue of Wizard Magazine. We're almost to the year 2000. We're just wrapping up in 1999, getting to issue 100. So that's fun. Anyway, thank you so much for checking out this video. We will be back with more, but until next time, keep your books bagged and boarded.